This is an episode for the writer who thinks they just need more time to figure out their book. I get it. You're a perfectionist. You're waiting for everything to be just right. You just need a little bit more time, just one more beta reader, one more editing pass, one more read through. And wait, you can change that and rework this and move those scenes around. See where I'm going with this? Your writing time is beginning to feel more like a groundhog's day. And when you're honest with yourself, you're kind of sick of it. So what you need, my friend, isn't more time, it's more clarity. So let's get into this. I want to start off with a little bit of a reality check. And you don't have to tell me your answer to this, but how long have you been working on your memoir? Or how long have you been saying that you just need a little bit more time? Months, years? No wrong answer. No, this is a judgment-free zone. But I want you to be honest with yourself. How long have you been waiting for things to just fit together? How long have you been telling yourself, I just need a little bit more time? The big myth here is that writers assume that if they just had a little bit more time, maybe a few uninterrupted writing days or maybe a retreat, then everything would click. Another myth that new writers have is that writing your memoir has to take a really long time. And that's not necessarily true. That's a different conversation. You think that with just a little bit more time, you'll figure it out. And this is a lie that we tell ourselves. It happens all the time. It's happened to me. It happened to so many people. Okay. So it's not about the time. Your writing progress has nothing to do with the time that you have. It's about what you do with the time that you have. So how are you using your time? And this is going to sound counterintuitive, but I want you to really think about this. Are you using some of your time, some of your writing time, to pause and assess if you actually know what you're writing, what you're trying to say with it? Why is your reader going to care? Are you on track for effectively communicating what your reader needs to hear from you? Effective writing includes pauses. It includes reflection and assessment. It doesn't mean that you just go into the draft and fiddle around and type around for an hour or more. Okay, you don't even need a long time. A couple of episodes ago, I talked about how I've been able to pump out tens of thousands of words in a memoir draft in 20-minute chunks of writing. So it's not about the time. It's about what are you doing with your time. And if you don't know what your memoir is actually about, what it is that you're trying to say with your story, then more time is just going to mean more second guessing. It's going to mean more time in that rewrite cycle. I've seen writers sit on a manuscript for literal years because they're waiting for clarity to magically appear. They don't know that's what they're waiting for, but that's what they're waiting for. With writers who have been stuck in this limbo, this writing limbo for years, thinking that they just need more time. And sometimes they have that time, and that's actually kind of the worst part to be in, is when you have the time, but you aren't using it effectively. So you're just like, I have more time. I'll just take more time to do this. That's not your answer, my friend. You need clarity on your story and the right processes with which to write it. Once these writers have the right process and the clarity that they need about what their story is actually trying to do, they've finally made progress without necessarily needing more time. It's like a shortcut. Instead of going around with all this time, once you know how to use your time, you need less of it. So I worked with a client a while ago who had written over 70,000 words, but she felt so lost. She didn't really know what her manuscript was trying to do. She kept saying that she just needed time to get it right. And she said that over and over and over. But what she really needed was a clear framework to make decisions about her book. And not only do you need a clear framework, like I love helping writers figure that out, but you are the one who has to be committed to it. You're the one who has to feel convicted in it. That's another conversation for another time. But with this clarity, it's not just me telling you what your book's about or who your reader is or why this story matters. You're the one who has to tap into the meaning of that and to anchor yourself into that conviction. Like you need to really feel that clarity and feel energized by it. So here's what fixes this problem, because again, you don't need more time. So I want you to use your time right now to focus on getting clarity first, so that even a short writing session can move your memoir forward. And if a long writing session, you'll be able to make so much more progress when you are crystal clear on what your story is trying to do. When you know your book's message, your memoir's point, you don't waste time rewriting the same chapters over and over. You don't waste time shuffling things around because you know the experience that you're here to create for your reader. So if you're feeling stuck and if you're tired of waiting for someday to arrive, you just need more time. If you're kind of realizing I do that and I'm really sick of it, I want you to know that this doesn't have to be so hard. It really doesn't. I am preparing a new experience for memoir writers, new program. that will guide you through everything you need to know about both writing and revising your memoir and moving it through to publication. Because this clarity that I'm talking about, it's not only relevant for the actual writing and edits, it's relevant for your entire career as an author with this book. So in just a few days, I will have a brand new free secret podcast that it'll have its own feed. It's separate from this main Memoir Method podcast feed, but it's a separate little limited series that will take you behind the scenes of my memoir method that I use. Like, this podcast is called the Memoir Method. I do have a method that I use with writers. And so this little secret podcast is going to take you behind the scenes of that so that you can finally break out of this writing stalemate that you're in and lock into an author mindset that will take you through to the finish line. Head to the link in the show notes to be the first to know when this series is ready for your earbuds. I'm so excited for it. I know that not everyone is in a position to hire one-on-one work. And so I'm trying to make these processes and these frameworks and this method more available, more accessible to more writers, because these are the shifts that are going to change how you engage with your work and how you engage with your reader, and most importantly, how you use your time. Having more time is not the problem. How you use your time is the problem. And when you use your time correctly, when you use it strategically, you actually need less time to make more of an impact with your work. So head to the link in my show notes to sign up to be the first to have this secret free podcast in your ears. I cannot wait. And I will see you next time.